máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ síbi tí ẹ ládàlẹ̀ ayé kò máa ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ńlá ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́ inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀ a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni ká ṣe bí ẹni kú káwọ́ ẹni tí ó ṣe dárò ẹni ṣàṣà ènìyàn nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lẹ́yìn tẹrú tọmọ nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lójú ẹni ọmọ aráyé abániwọ̀rọ̀ pa orí dání wọn ayé ò fẹ́ ní ìfọ̀rọ̀ orí ẹni ní pé kó yẹ ni. You gotta be strong cause the world is a battlefield. Òjò láyé ó gbé ní lọ bá ò bá mọ̀ wẹ̀. Má ṣe làlà òtọ́ láì bá dé. Stress of ìdákùn ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ilé ayé ogun ni ó gbọ̀gbọ́n. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Síbi tí ẹ ládàlẹ̀ ayé kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ńlá ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́ inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀ a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni ṣẹ̀rántí a ò mẹ́rin ìjọba ẹ̀wẹ̀kú ẹ̀wẹ̀lẹ̀ àwọn ọlọ́tẹ̀ ni wọ́n dìde wọn lájànà kò lè rí inú gbọ́gbé àṣenìtàn bá ní ìdàrú ṣálọ máa ráyé àwọ̀ fẹ́lẹ́ bòónù kò jẹ́ àríkùn wá ṣe bí. You gotta be wise to survive and keep your sanity. Ọjà ọ̀dájú ní ilé ayé o ní láti mọ̀ ọ́n rà. Àyàgbé ọ̀gẹ̀gẹ̀ tó bá ti lówó ọ̀yàn òun ló wà lọ́jọ́ ogún dé. Ọwọ́ epo láyé ńlá wọ́n kì í lá jẹ̀jẹ̀. Alámọ̀ a ò mọ̀nú ẹni ayé yẹ kó rọra ṣe ṣọ́ra ṣọ́ra. Pọ́sọ̀ fura pọ́sọ̀ fi jọ́ sí iná. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ o. Síbi tí ẹ ládàlẹ̀ ayé kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ńlá. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o. Ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́ o. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀ a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Síbi tí ẹ ládàlẹ̀ ayé kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ńlá. Ilẹ̀kùn bá jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o. Ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́ inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀ a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi síbi tí ẹ ládàlẹ̀ ayé àgbà tó ti ti tó mọ̀ ńlá lòkù lọ́gbọ́n. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o. Ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́ inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀ a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ikú pàlà mi ọ̀rọ̀ mi ọ̀lọ́lọ́gbà ògiri àgbèrè tó wọ́n ti fi gbogbo bàjọ́ra ìmọ́lẹ̀. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi ọkọ̀ tí ikú ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́.
Yes, so good evening, my people. It's a pleasure to welcome you to another special edition of the Jagbajantis Show. I remain your regular host, Akin. Thank you very much for joining me this evening from whatever part of the world you're connecting from. I welcome you specially. It's going to be another interesting discussion tonight, and I would like you to please invite somebody to connect with this show tonight. So as you're coming in, please share this show on your platforms. Invite somebody, send out the links. Just bring this to the attention of anyone that you think might benefit from what we do here on this platform. Keep on pressing the like and share button, like and love button. Just give this show um, a kind of buzz so that you know, people know that something is going on here. I welcome my people on YouTube, those on Twitter, and my regulars on Facebook. Also, I must salute my silent listeners and the invisible listeners as well. Equally, I greet those who will be catching up with this show at their own convenience. Um, Whenever you'll be watching this, I greet you. You are all, you know, special to me, and you all belong to this family. The discussion tonight is going to be another eye-opening session. It's something that every one of us will relate with because it's something that has to do with everyone. It concerns, everybody as long as you're human. It's not something that you'll be hearing for the first time, but maybe the insight I'll be, bringing to it might awaken you to something that you've not really paid attention to, and it might help you going forward in applying yourself better. Just as you know, everything we do on this show is simply to help us become better people. Is to, you know, call our attention to either something we are not aware of or something that we know but perhaps we've forgotten or we slept on it. We're here to you know wake us up and say Ogbeni Magora in this angle, and that's what we're going to do again tonight with the discussion tonight. So please um, bring somebody along and let's get started. As is our usual practice, we always invite somebody to the VIP section where they will be pampered throughout the duration of the show. And we usually bring the person that turns up first on the platform to enjoy that treatment. And tonight is no other person than Ebu Falui. Àwọn ni wọ́n tún wọ high table lálẹ́. Oh yeah, she's used to the treatment, so she knows what she needs to do. And àwọn tó máa tọ́jú wọn náà, they are on standby to carry her to where she never knew before. Yeah, she might think she knows it, but every week there's something special. The feeling is never the same, you know. So thank you for connecting tonight. It's a pleasure to always have you. Very punctual, very dedicated. Thank you very much. Erelu Mokinyo. Erelu Akpetebi Ayedu. Mokinyo Ekale. Ekwataro Shewadada. It's always a pleasure to not only have you on the show, but have you, contribute. It's always something desirable to to share from your deep knowledge and wisdom. So thank you very much for connecting tonight. Mo mọ̀ pé ẹ busy here and there and all that, So sometimes you are there but tired to even, chip in, and sometimes you just want to be in the background and just flow, But thank you very much for registering your presence tonight. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mo kí yín ẹ kálẹ́ o. Ó dà pé tiẹ̀ ti wá juwọ́ ẹ̀ lẹ̀ fún àwọn ọmọ yìí finally báyìí kọ́ máa ṣe yọ̀tọ̀ mi lọ. Ẹ kú àtàárọ̀, ṣé ò rẹra? Thank you for connecting again tonight. I've not seen my fluffy sister. I'm not sure I saw her last week as well. I hope she's fine and she'll be back on the show. Right. If you want me to, give you a special shout out and you're on the show, just say hi to me and then let me say hi back. So that's how we do here. But if you prefer to just remain anonymous, yeah, it's fine also. In tó ṣe pàtàkì ni wípé kẹfẹ́ mi darapọ̀ mọ́ wa, right? Right. I don't ask for too much for those who are linking up with this show, other than for you to just come with an open mind. Don't come with a mindset that you're coming to antagonize whatever is going to be shared here. You won't gain anything. Rather, you'll be frustrated and upset. But when you come with an open mind, a mind that is ready to, learn, I'm telling you, you will live with you live blessed, and you live with added insight to what you already have. So the choice is yours. The comment section is open for you to, make use of. If you have anything you want to add to what you hear or to what you've heard, use the comment section. If there's something you don't agree with, you want to query or you want me to elaborate on, please use the comment section. If you have questions or you require further clarifications on any issue, please feel free to use the comment section. We don't judge here. We don't pull anybody down. We don't make fun of anyone. We are all here for one common purpose, which is to learn, which is to, get better. And every week, and I think we try to attain or achieve that goal. Tonight won't be an exception, and I urge you to please come with me. Right. Let's get straight into the discussion of tonight. And what we will be looking at is what I titled Fear and Greed. I'm 100% sure that nobody on this platform is hearing about these two words for the first time tonight. No. Okay? So it's something that you are used to. It's something that you've experienced or somebody around you have experienced them. And so it's there are things you are very, 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 very familiar with. Okay. With that in mind, what we will be doing tonight is just to um, open up more on these two um, emotions for us to see how these things affect us as human, how they have, you know, been involved in who we are today, and how they will always influence our choices, our decisions, and the way we live our life. Ṣàṣà ni àdánwò tó débẹ̀ ẹ̀dá láyé tàbí tó máa débẹ̀ ẹ̀dá láyé tí ò ní ọwọ́ nǹkan méjì nínú: fear and greed. They are two strong forces that shapes our life. They are two strong forces that influences our decisions. So we'll be looking at them, closely. And I believe at the end of the show, we would have better understanding on how to apply ourselves with these two emotions. Right. Quickly, let's start from giving ourselves or reminding ourselves of their meaning. So fear. So first and foremost, these two things they relate to human emotions. They are things that we feel. Okay, they start from that before they become manifested in decisions that we take. So they are first and foremost things that goes on within us. So fear relates to that fight or flight situation that we face. So there are times in life that we are confronted with situations that that has to do with us taking the decision to either fight or run away. Okay, and that's why they coin they use the spelling fear, FEAR, as acronym to mean forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. Okay, so there are situations where we find ourselves where we have to decide, what do we do in this situation. And in such situations we are being threatened, because whatever we do or whatever decision we take in that moment would have their consequences. So it's a moment of do or die. It's an experience that has to do with being under threat. So what you experience in that moment is what is regarded to as, fear. And then greed is what is on the opposite um, end of the spectrum, which often relates to the feeling we have when we see an opportunity that we want to pounce on, when we see an advantage that we want to take. Um, Greed essentially exposes the um, insatiable um, nature of man. It separates our want from our need. So if we look at the world today, it seems like there's not enough to go around. But that's because greed has crept in. Ordinarily, there is enough to meet everybody's need, but there is not enough to meet everybody's want. And want can be interpreted as greed because our want is never enough. You want something now, you have it, you want another thing immediately. You want that same thing in another color. You want that same thing in another, and it goes on and on and on and on like that. And then you also want to have extra in case that one is exhausted so that you don't run out of. And it's just like that in your head. And then when greed comes in, you lose every form of humanity in you. You lose every form of consideration that you should have for other people. You only think about yourself. And if, what you want to get, the means of getting it might hurt other people, you don't care as long as you get it. All you want is how to get that thing. That's what drives you. And until you get it, you don't stop. And whoever is destroyed or whatever is destroyed in the process of you getting that thing, you don't care. This is what greed means. Right. These two things again are in every one of us. It's there as human. Some people have worked on themselves to a point where they're able to bring these two feelings under control. These things don't rule them. These things don't control them. They know how to subject them whenever they want to, rear their ugly head. They know how to bring them under control. But some have no control over these things. They can't seem to tame them. They don't even know how to handle them. And as such, they're still being ruled by these two things. And you can see in how they live their life. They're messed up. They're moving from one problem to the other. And I'll get into examples as we progress in the show. My fluffy sister, Mukinyo, Mutibere, and I told the house that you will soon join us. Wọ́n ní adájọ́ má sí asọ̀rọ̀máyẹ̀. ọjọ́ tí irú wọn bá sọnù wọ́n máa ń wá wọn ni. So because of your dedication and your punctuality, I know that yes, you would show up. And when we don't see you, we ask why, because oh, 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 ni bó ṣe jẹ́. So thank you very much for connecting tonight. Right. Okay. I want to show the interrelationship between these two things. So there are two sides of a coin, but they work together. And in situations where both of these things combine, omo, they are destructive. No. Kò ṣàṣà ẹ̀dá ló lè survive. Tí nǹkan méjèèjì bá pawọ́pọ̀ tó ṣiṣẹ́ lórí èèyàn, nah, it's tough. So the aim tonight is for us to understand how these things work, how they relate, and for you to know how to, look after yourself when these two things are at play, when they combine over you. The discussion tonight is simply to, plant something in you that would, maybe ring the warning bell or sound the alarm when these two things combine lọ́jọ́ iwájú. Ọmọ ọgbọ́n, àwọn kíní ló fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́ lórí ẹ̀ o, àwọn kíní ló fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́ lórí ẹ̀ o, jára ẹ̀ o. This show will remind you of what you need to do. Right. Let me first start from how they differ. The differences between the two of them. As much as they work together, there are, certain differences between the two of them. It is these differences that make them act sometimes, one by one, that one leads to the other. And where they share commonalities, this is where they combine together as a force. So the number one difference between these two is that they exhibit themselves in different situations. So fear responses to threat when you are faced with threatening situations. Greed, on the other hand, responses to opportunities when there are advantage to be taken, whether to take advantage of somebody, to take advantage of situation, just anything around you that you think you can pounce on as an opportunity for you to get your desire, then greed shows itself here. And on the other hand, fear only steps in when you are faced with threat. Now, another difference between the two of them is that greed pushes you or it seeks um, expansion. It pushes you to want more, acquire more, own more, get more, go for more. It's all about acquisitions, getting bigger, wanting more, and stuff like that. That's what greed pushes on his own part. Whereas fear, it's more of it's focused more on self-preservation so that you don't lose this. It's more of it focuses more on security, you know, to preserve losses. It seeks to want to keep things intact, what you already have, so you don't lose it, either now or in the future. Okay? Now, another difference is that greed is more of a magnet, okay? Because everything around it tries to attach itself to. So gbogbo nǹkan ló fẹ́, gbogbo nǹkan ló ń lé, gbogbo nǹkan ló ń wá. O ti lówó, o ti lórúkọ, o sì tún wápò, o tún wá agbára. You never satisfied. Gbogbo nǹkan ló fẹ́ kó jẹ́ tiẹ̀. Ẹni tá a fi jọba tó tún wẹ ọṣẹ àwúre. Ṣé ẹ mọ̀ pé ó fẹ́ dọlọ́run nìyẹn? Fear, on the other hand, try to avoid. Òun sá ni. Ó fẹ́ dá wa ni. Má fara kàn mí ni. Now, when these two things now ká tẹ̀ sọ pé wọ́n tẹ̀ wá jà nípa fear and greed o, wọ́n tẹ̀ wá wọ̀ ìyá jà o. Ta ló máa nara wọn nú àwọn méjèèjì? Which is a stronger force out of these two? The answer is fear. Fear will win because as human, we are more motivated to avoid pain than to seek pleasure. As much as we have that tendency to always want more stuff, acquire more, own more, and all that, fear has more power over us because we would rather not experience pain or loss or lose what we have instead of getting more. So we are more of a self-preserving, human in nature. As much as we want more, we are greedy, we still prefer not to lose. We still prefer, not to suffer pain or losses. So out of these two forces, fear is the stronger one. Okay, so that's that about their differences. Let's look at where they share similarities. Number one, Both of them are negative emotions, both fear and greed. Both of them are negative emotions. There's nothing positive about them. And if you don't manage them well, they'll ruin you. Both of these emotions will ruin you. Now, both of these emotions are self-focused. They don't have concern for other people. These two emotions are affirming emotions. They're largely focused on yourself. They have no regard for anybody else. Amori Bakune. Now, another similarities they both have is that they are emotions that strongly cloud our rational thought. When they are active, they affect your reasoning. When these two emotions are strongly active in you, oh, you're normal. They confuse you. They becloud your reasoning. Wàá máa gbé òjò fún àìná, wàá máa gbé àìná fòjò ni. They are that strong. Now, another similarity they have is that they are feelings that are mostly concerned about the future. So, wọn ò ní ṣe pẹ̀lú nǹkan kan tó ń báyé nísìn. Ọ̀la ni wọ́n wà fún. Ọ̀la ló ń jà fún. So, when you have when for example you have that fear over say, I don't know, maybe your job. Iṣẹ́ yẹn ò tíì bọ́, but maybe what you are feeling in the work environment suggests that you might lose that job. And because of that, o ti ń ro gbogbo nǹkan tó máa wà affected lọ́la. Kò tíì ṣẹlẹ̀, but o ti ń ro gbogbo nǹkan tó máa ṣẹlẹ̀. Bá máa ṣe sanwó ilé, bá máa ṣe sanwó tán, bá máa ṣe gbé, bá máa ṣe ṣígbá, bá máa ṣàwà and everything like that. It hasn't happened, but already you have been paralyzed by fear. You can't live the life of today. Anxiety ọ̀la ó ti pa ẹ́ lénìí. Àníyàn tí ò tíì ṣẹlẹ̀ ó ti pa ẹ́ lénìí. The same thing with greed. Ọ̀la náà ló ń rò tó tún fi fẹ́ mú yẹn mọ́. You have a house that you're living already. You have a roof over your head. Ó tún ronú, tó bá dọ̀la ńkọ́, tó bá ní kí o wá kúrò ń lù bí nǹkan, ibo la máa wá dé sí? Jẹ́ sáré lọ kọ́ mi síbì kan o, jẹ́ sáré lọ kọ́ kan síbì kan o, jẹ́ sáré lọ kọ́ kan síbì kan o. You are being driven by the future. And as such, you can't even enjoy today. So these are areas where these two things share similarities. Now, I want us now to get into the discussion of where these two things combine láti ṣiṣẹ́ lórí ẹ̀dá. So I'll give scenarios or areas where especially these things are evident. So first and foremost, when tricksters, con artists, gbájúẹ̀, and anyone who wants to take advantage of you appear before you, they use the combination of these two emotions to prepare you for the slaughter. If the salesman is going to sell something to you, or àwọn tó máa ń ta gbogbo àwọn investment stuff yìí, or àwọn tó tiẹ̀ ń ṣe gbogbo àwọn ponzi scheme yẹn gan, nǹkan méjì tí wọ́n ń lò rè: fear and greed. So the first thing they do is to introduce fear into you. They tell you about how you need to prepare for tomorrow. They give examples of people who are in their 60s and are struggling financially, who should be chilling at home, but they're still waking up to go and work. They paint scenarios for you of how when you get to that age, you're no longer strong, you won't be active, you'll be weak, and how do you want to survive at that? They paint, a grime image that will send fear into you about tomorrow. Once that has, entered you well, wọ́n ti prepare lẹ̀ fún harvest nìyẹn. Because the moment they can bring you to that level of that anxiety, when they bring you to that point where you are anxious, when they bring you to that stage where you are desperate, then you become vulnerable. A desperate person is a vulnerable person. Ó ti làálẹ̀ nìyẹn, wọ́n ti ṣí ẹ lẹ̀. So once they do that, they will now introduce greed. Not like they introduce it like that, but they now sell to you their product in such a way that you will see it as something that will guarantee that future. So they will tell you, how much do you have in your hand that you can invest in this thing, such that in the next 10 years, in the next 15 years, when you are so age, that thing will now be yielding returns for you. Some people will tell you, bring for 4 million. Contribute 4 million. In 2 days, 4 million will become 14 million. And they'll bring some people who can attest to the fact that yes, it happened. But what you don't understand is that people who came after, as you are about to come in, owó tó bá san yẹn lọ fi sanwó àwọn investor ìṣáájú, whose testimony will be used to convince you to part with your own money. And each time tí ẹ̀ ń wọlé set by set bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn làwọn ń yọ a certain portion of the money and they are keeping for themselves. Kò sí contribution wọn kankan nínú ẹ̀. Owó àbú ni wọ́n fi ń tọ́jú àbú. Àwọn tó kọ́kọ́ wọlé wọ́n fi wọ́n lẹ̀ ńbẹ̀, wọ́n lọ hustle ẹ̀yìn míì wá. Owó tẹ́yìn bá san yẹn òun ló máa fún àwọn tó kọ́kọ́ wọlé yẹn. Wọ́n á wá yọ díẹ̀ ńbẹ̀, wọ́n á fi pamọ́. Wọ́n á sọ fún àwọn tí wọ́n ti kọ́kọ́ fún yẹn pé yẹ lọ sọ fún àwọn yẹn pé ajẹ́bidán ni ó rí bẹ́ẹ̀ o. 2 weeks ni o, mo wọlé mo dẹ̀ gba tèmi o. So àwọn kan míì á tún gborí wọlé. Set tó wọlé yẹn wọ́n á tún hustle míì, àwọn tó bá tún wá yẹn wọ́n á tún fi yẹn set wọn títí. When they have enough, tó bá ti hit target tí wọ́n iye tán fẹ́ yọ pamọ́, bóyá 10 million bóyá 100 million ni, wọ́n á kàn close the group tó ti ń bá yín chat yẹn. And that's it. So first and foremost, wọ́n kọ́kọ́ paint a very gloomy, image for you mentally. The economy is bad. People are losing their job. People are losing their homes. This is happening. That is happening. Tomorrow, you might not have a job anymore. Tomorrow, if you have an accident, what do you do? That, if I'm lying, tell me. This is how all these insurance people, this is how they come to you. They first ask you, are you self-employed or you are an employee? You say self-employed. Then the next question is, do you have an insurance? Obviously, you say no. Then the next question is, if you lose your job now, what do you do? Then in your brain, wakoko freeze. Okay. Quickly, want to sense it, but yes, you're not immune. And they tell you the next thing. You need to protect yourself. Because anything can happen to you at any time. You lose your job, you have an accident, this. How do you pay your rent? How do you feed your children? How do you feed yourself? How do you do this and this? Once the fear yẹn bá ti gbilẹ̀ nínú ọkàn ẹbẹ̀ yẹn tó ti wà bamboozled, they now tell you they sell insurance. And this will guarantee your earning such that if you lose your job, you can earn from this. They sell you life insurance. They sell you all kinds of insurances. What you don't understand is, look, wọn ò fẹ́ràn ẹ, wọn ò mọ̀ ẹ́ rí, wọn ò rán ẹ, kò sí nǹkan kan tó kàn án pẹ̀lú ẹ. Àwọn náà fẹ́ jẹun ni. Bó o ṣe nílé tó fẹ́ san rent ẹ̀, làwọn náà nílé tó fẹ́ san rent. Bó o ṣe lọ́mọ tó fẹ́ bọ́ àtìyàwó, làwọn náà ní ọmọ àtìyàwó tó fẹ́ bọ́. The way you are hustling to survive the next day is the same way they are also hustling to survive the next day. Ìyàtọ̀ tó wà bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé àwọn rí ẹ bí ẹni táwọn lè fi take, táwọn lè lò as their own survival means. But wọ́n mọ̀ pé o kàn ní part with your resources like that. They need to use something on you. And so they combine the forces of fear and greed to make you part with your own resources for their own benefit. Insurance, for example, is I refer to it as a legal scam, because you pay to insure an item, and at the same time there's a caveat or condition that suggests that you must look after that item. No careless handling or whatever thing like that, otherwise you won't get compensated. So at the end of the day, to insure against loss fún, wàá tún máa prevent loss yẹn láti má ṣẹlẹ̀. Because tó bá di àtìgbà kí insurance compensate ẹ̀, ìgbà yẹn ló máa mọ irú ẹ̀dá tí wọ́n jẹ́. Because they will not, kàn ní pé ọ̀pọ̀ sọ pé nǹkan báyìí ṣẹlẹ̀ kan dẹ̀ sọ pé ó yá send account sọ no, wọ́n wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ investigation. Oh, you insured your house against fire ṣẹlẹ̀ àbí? They will send an investigator to your house. They will check every circuit, they will check every switch, they will see that ń pé wọ́n kọ́ ló tàn kankan lẹ̀ ṣe. Tó bá ti rí human error nínú nǹkan tó lead sí fire yẹn, gbàgbé, wọn ò sanwó. And guess what? Oṣooṣù ni wọ́n dẹ̀ ń yọ premium lára yẹn. Báwo ló dẹ̀ ṣe ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn? Wọ́n kọ́kọ́ ti fear sínú ayé ẹ̀ náà. Wọ́n wá fi greed tì í lẹ́yìn. Pé oh, you pay you 1.5 billion naira or the value of your house tí iná bá ṣẹlẹ̀. Owó yẹn ni wọ́n gbọ́ títí ẹ fi nàró báyìí. Ìwọ náà dẹ̀ lè máa kakún pé okay, wá ti san fún bí oṣù mẹ́fà nsìn. Okay, èmi gan lè light area bí o kó jóná. Màá kàn pé wọ́n ni pé ilé ti bọ́ọ̀nù, wọ́n á dẹ̀ sanwó. Ó tán ra ẹ̀. Àwọn gan dúró díẹ̀. Wọ́n ṣe kí ni? Wọ́n dúró díẹ̀. So everybody is out there to get everybody. Survivor ni everything. No matter bó ṣe paint ẹ̀, no matter bó ṣe package ẹ̀, máa rántí wípé everybody fẹ́ survive. So tó bá ti anything sí ẹ, má rò pé wọ́n nífẹ̀ẹ́ tó bẹ́ẹ̀. Come and invest in this. Kìíní kan your future. University ọ̀gbẹ́ni. One called me one time like that and mo tẹ̀ ti gbàgbé nǹkan tó ní kí n wá rà náà, something like that. Ọ̀pọ̀ yẹn ro gbogbo ẹjọ́ yẹn lọ tán, ó sọ everything. Bí ipò tán mọ́ mi, bí pé wọ́n rán sí mi ni, bí pé òun ló rán pé kó wá yọ mí kúrò nínú ìyà àtìṣẹ́. Ìgbà tó sọ̀rọ̀ tán, mo wá bí. Mo ní if these things work the way you've just explained it to me, why are you still working there? Why haven't you made the same investment and you should be swimming in money now? Ó wá pause. Ó wá ní, yeah, it's not straightforward like that. I'm also doing it as well. Mo ní, oh, but you've explained it to me now as if it's magic, as if it's guaranteed, as if it's certain. But now I switch the table round now, and you can't speak straight anymore. But because these people are stubborn, like I told you, they are hustlers. He's still telling me, oh, so how much you want to put in, blah, 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 blah. I said, no worry. Dúró mò ń bọ̀. Let me go and get my card. Mo filẹ̀ sórí fóònù bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Mo bá tèmi lọ. Tó bá yá ẹ, wàá tẹ́rẹ̀dì láti end lọ́run. So if you look at gbogbo àwọn tó ti kan àdánwò that have experienced losses in whatever magnitude or of whatever magnitude, big or small, process méjì yìí àbí forces méjì ló combine lórí ayé wọn. Greed yẹn ọ̀dọ̀ titi wọn ló ti wá. Fear yẹn àwọn tó fẹ́ gbá wọn ló kọ́kọ́ inject ẹ̀ sí. Religion does the same. They plant fear into you. They also introduce some element of reward. So when they want to fleece you of your hard-earned money, they use a combination of these two things. Ẹni tí ò bá fẹ́ sọmọ nù, tí ò fẹ́ ṣòfò ọmọ, tí ò fẹ́ ṣe gbá, tí ò fẹ́ ṣàwo, kó jáde báyìí kó sáré sọ síìdì pọ́mọ mi ò ní gbọ́mọ sínú ọdún yìí, wàá sáré kó gbogbo owó tó wà nù á lọ kó sílẹ̀. Ṣé o ti rò ó wípé ẹni tó pe irú ọ́tákọ̀ yẹn ṣé òun ò bímọ ni? Òun ò bímọ àbí? Òun ò drop nǹkan kan. Ẹ̀mí tó fẹ́ pa àwọn ọmọ yẹn kò affect àwọn ọmọ títí àbí? Some is all about reward. They know somebody in the auditorium is struggling with debt. Almost everyone has financial issues. So they pick such, a pressing topic. And they give some stories still true. Somebody that paid something and the bank called the person and their loans were cancelled and this and that and and stuff like that. They paint scenarios of those who have not been able to pay their debt, how they were arrested, how bailiff took all their possessions, how they've gone back to square one. And where you are standing, you are thinking, oh my God, this might be my situation. Because they've written letters to me. I've missed several payments. I might end up getting arrested. So fear yẹn ti wà nù ẹ̀. Wọ́n á sọ fún ẹ pé if I be a man of God, if you drop so amount, they will call you and say your debts are pardoned. That's where your greed kicks in. Owó tó yẹ kó o fi san next gbèsè ẹ tó due, wàá lọ kó lẹ̀. Ẹni ẹ máa rẹ́rìn lọ lé tiẹ̀ ni, ó cash out ni. Ẹni tó gọ̀ ló ń gbégun nù. Ẹni tó gbọ́n òun ló ń ṣatọ́kùn tó ń gbowó orí ẹ̀. Òun cash out nìyẹn. Àrẹ́sì tó ń san fún yẹn wọ́n sì máa pàpà àrẹ́sì ẹ̀. Ó sì máa pàpà declare bankruptcy. Tó bá ní làákàyè ni wàá mọ̀ wípé what you need to do is to negotiate pẹ̀lú àwọn tó jẹ lówó and come up with plans of repayment. Kò sí májíìkì kankan bẹ̀. These two forces also combined when it comes to relationships. Like I do tell people, àwọn tó súnmọ́ mi, any relation tó bá ti involve èèyàn méjì, èèyàn kan wà ńbẹ̀ tó wá take advantage ẹlòmíì. tí wọ́n ò bá wọnú relationship yẹn to take advantage of the other person, it does not mean that that other person also has the same mind as you. Because after all, people gravitate towards where they can gain something. So when these two forces combine in some people's lives, it has led them into taking wrong decisions as far as relationship is concerned. So you have a lady tó jẹ́ pé pressure yí ká nílé, ní church, ládùúgbò, láàrin ọ̀rẹ́. Gbogbo nǹkan tó ń gbọ́ all the time ní ilẹ̀ obìnrin ò ní pẹ́ ṣú, you are 30 this, you are 30 that. Wọ́n á ní tóbìnrin bá ti 30 kinní kan àti bímọ ẹ̀ wàhálà ni. Wọ́n á ní tóbìnrin bá ṣe kinní kan ọkùnrin kan ò pé wọ́n mọ́. Wọ́n á ní all around you, they're putting pressure on you. They're sowing, seeds of fear about your future into you. Already, ọkàn ẹ ti wà harvested, about to were prepared to be harvested. Ó lè jọ́dọ̀ prophet kan ló máa lọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ó ti rí desperation nínú ẹ̀. Wọ́n lè sọ fún ẹ pé ọkọ ọ̀run ló ń bá ẹ jà. Ń pé so ọkọ ọ̀run yẹn o, òun ló ń lé ogbó ọkùnrin sá fún ẹ. Kóun dẹ̀ lè bá ẹ deal pẹ̀lú ọkọ ọ̀run yẹn, òun láti bá ẹ sùn ni. So pẹ̀lú agbára ìpè òun máa anoint okó òun. So tóun bá ti gbé lù ẹ́ lára báyìí, ọkọ ọ̀run yẹn máa wà irritated ni, kò ní wá mọ́, ló bá bọ́. My dear sister, ọ́ìlì tó lò yẹn lubricant ló fi ṣe o, kò sí iṣẹ́ kankan ńbẹ̀. Ó kàn lù ẹ́ sẹ́jẹ̀ lásán ni. Tó bá parí, tó bá pò gbádùn ẹ̀ tó come, o lè take yẹn as consolation. Ṣùgbọ́n ogun ẹ̀ ò tíì ṣẹ́, ó jẹ lọ lára ẹ̀. The forces of fear and greed òun ló pawọ́pọ̀ láti ṣiṣẹ́ lórí ayé ẹ̀. Ẹlòmíì ti tẹ̀lé fine boy toró ní mọ́tò, ó nílé, gbogbo findings tó yẹ kó ṣe ó ṣe. You're already desperate to settle, and here you are, somebody that seems, yes, already, everything is laid out. Kò kàn kó wọlé, kó máa gbádùn, kó máa ṣe yọ̀tọ̀ mi ni. After all, gbogbo àwọn tó yí ẹ ká, àǹtí ẹ, mọ́mí, everything, gbogbo wọn ló jìyà nílé ọkọ. Ìwọ ò dẹ̀ fẹ́ jìyà o. No. Ọmọ wáyé wá gbádùn. So your greed pushed you or dumped you into the hands of this person. And you know, they make all promises. Oh, holiday, wàá máa ṣọ́ holiday ní Dubai, wọ́n máa ṣe shopping fún ẹ, máa tọ́jú ẹ, máa ṣe bá máa ṣá o. The relevant question you should ask, never asked. Findings you should do, you didn't do. Even gbogbo àwọn red flags tó rí gan, àgbójú bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé lélẹ̀ máa dì mú. Sometimes wàá tẹ̀ tó ráwọn èèyàn tó tún máa sọ fún ẹ pé ẹni báyìí lágbájá báyìí ó mà ní ìyàwó, ó mà ní kinní kan, ó mà ṣe báyìí, ò ní gbọ́ o. ọpọlọ ẹ̀ ti rí ibi tútù tó fẹ́ bá sí. These two forces are strong on you. By the time tó bá wọnú ilé tán, lẹ́yìn ìgbà díẹ̀, wàá fi kábàámọ̀ sẹ́nu. Because you allowed these two forces to becloud your sense of reasoning. You allowed these two things to stop you from seeing with clarity. And oftentimes, our decision to get wrong yìí, there are things that you know. On a normal day, okay, my advice àwọn ẹlòmíì gan. And that's why I said in my caption, when these two forces combine over a human being, only few can resist. Only few can resist. Èmi tí mò ń bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ gan, severally, these two factors ti ṣiṣẹ́ lórí ayé mi. And I've experienced losses. The fear of tomorrow opened me up for greed. And then it ended up in loss for me. Not once, not twice, until I got to a point where I had to set a marker for myself. When anything appears too good to be true, it is. Stay clear. Tó bá ti lánàá tó fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ wàásù yẹn báyìí, má jẹ́ kán sọ. Don't say you are not interested. Because sometimes you might not be able to tame these emotions. And that's why you see àwọn tó máa ń trade, they lose heavily. It is the combination of these things tó máa ń ṣẹlẹ̀. When do they buy? When do they sell? When should they hold on to the stock? When should they let it go? The market is crashing. Is it now for them to buy? Is it now to sell? No man greed máa sọ fún pé ọ̀gá pull out o wọ́n máa ní no jẹ́ lọ sí kí n kọ́ báyìí ló kàn ṣẹlẹ̀ ìjọ kan ó máa rise again. Same thing with gambling. It's the pain of poverty or the fear and pain of poverty that pushes people to go and gamble. Because whatever financial mess náà wà, wọ́n fẹ́ jáde nínú ẹ̀. Wọ́n bá tó wà lọ́wọ́ wọn, they see how long it will take for them to turn £2 to £4. Wàhálà tó wà nílẹ̀ pọ̀, so they just want something magical. They're scared of tomorrow. They want to do everything to come out of that pain of lack. And so they follow that promise of, betting with £1 and winning 1,000. Betting with 1,000 and winning 100,000. And sometimes àwọn tẹ̀ ń bá deal, they allow you to win. Wọ́n máa ń fi nǹkan kan bí entice èèyàn. Tó bá lọ bá àwọn orí títì tó ń ta tẹ́tẹ́ yẹn pàdé. Gbogbo first 3 set tẹ́ bá kọ́ jẹ wàláì tàláì ìwọ ló máa win. Tẹ́ bá kọ́ play, ìwọ máa win. Wọ́n á kọ́kọ́ jẹ́ kó jẹ because wọ́n fẹ́ tì ẹ́ sí. So wàá fi 1,000 sí, wàá jẹ àjẹwò wọn inú àdùn ò ní fẹ́ kúrò ńbẹ̀ because human greed will not want you to leave. Something is telling you, yes, you can win 10,000. What to win 1,000? Ayé pọ̀ bọ́ yẹn ò dá nìyẹn. So wọ́n á sọ fún ẹ pé yá ká tún lọ again. Àtún kó 2,000 yẹn lẹ̀. Àwọn náà kó àwọn dá 2,000 lẹ̀ wá tún jẹ́. Wọ́n máa encourage ẹ. Next time wọ́n kàn sọ fún ẹ one big, wọ́n kàn ní kẹ́ lọ wọ́n ní kẹ́ lọ 20 bay. Wà á kàn empty gbogbo account yẹn because owó tó wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀gbọ́n tó yẹn, but toró ti jẹ́ lẹ́ẹ̀mejì. Greed ti bàlẹ́ ẹ. Emotion yẹn ó ti wà heavy on you. O ò ronú mọ́. Owó tó gbélé yẹn tó fẹ́ fi ṣe gan, kíní a máa sọ fún ẹ bọ̀ ohun yẹn quiet. Greed yẹn ti silent ohun yẹn. Tí a máa sọ fún ẹ pé owó lágbájá mà ní. Greed yẹn máa ní kó shut up. Màá pa padà. Why? Màá pa padà. I win everything back. Àkàn kó 20 bay yẹn lẹ̀. Wọ́n kàn jẹ ni. Gbogbo nǹkan tó dẹ̀ ní láyé lọ́rùn nìyẹn. So you went from having something, and you ended up having nothing. In the space of 24 hours. Why? Because you could not manage these two forces. Politicians use it. These are tools of subjugation. They put you under perpetual fear based on the economic situation. And constantly in their campaigns, in their speeches and whatever, they all they do is promise you false hopes. And then they repeat that, they take you round in that cycle. And they keep having their way, keep imposing themselves on you. And then fi ọdún ka ọdún ní ojú kan. Because you keep hoping harder. Because that's what they keep telling you. Àwọn kọ̀ọ̀kan tó dẹ̀ ń jẹ láráùndì wọn, tó ń jẹ lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ wọn, tó ń jẹ lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ wọn ọ̀tún, tó ń jẹ lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ wọn òsì, àwọn yẹn ló ń jẹ́ bí spokesperson fún wọn, tó ń rìn convince ẹ̀yin yòókù. Wípé let's give them a chance. Let's give them a chance. Ẹ jẹ́ ká wò wọn ìṣoṣù mẹ́fà, ẹ já wo wọn ìṣọdún kan, ẹ já wo wọn ìṣọdún mẹ́rin. Wọ́n ti ṣọdún mẹ́rin, omi pọ̀jọ kà lọ, ẹ jẹ́ ká tún fún wọn lọ́dún mẹ́rin míì. After all, I'll get it right this time around. When every signs around you is telling you that, Oga, pull out. Nothing good is coming out of this. These people don't mean well for you. But why? Because these two forces are strong. They are strong. So, how do you tame these two forces? What do you do? How do you, ensure that these two forces don't, lead you to your doom. First and foremost, for fear, because fear has to do with intuition, false evidences appearing real. That is the meaning of fear. False evidences appearing real. So in that moment, when fear is trying to disarm you, remember in our previous discussion how you do not take decisions in the moment, in the heat of the moment. Step out of the situation. Tó bá fẹ́ force anybody tó fẹ́ gba ẹ, ìwọ kàn sọ pé let me get back to you. No, they want you to take decision on the spot. Because moment yẹn ni wọ́n ti captivate yẹn. Let me think about it, I'll get back to you. Oh, ẹran bọ́ nìyẹn. Ẹran bọ́ nìyẹn. Because they don't know who you will speak to that would ṣí ẹ níyè. They don't know what research you are going to make that will open your eyes to, what they just suggested to you. They want you to make decision on the spot. And remember, when you are faced with any of these situations, your reasoning has become beclouded. You can't think rationally anymore. Simple things become so confusing to you, so complicated. So what do you do in this situation? Step out of that situation. Just give that thing time. Ó ń happy àbí pé ó máa ṣẹlẹ̀, ó fẹ́ wó, kò lè wó. Ẹpọ̀n àgbò tó ń mì ni kò lè já. Kíní a máa ṣe bíi pé tó o bá ti ṣe ń sìn, gbogbo nǹkan máa dàrú, nǹkan máa bàjẹ́. Nǹkan burúkú máa ṣẹlẹ̀ gan. Hey, calm down. No be you dey run am. Wọ́n kọ́ ló ń rọ̀nà ayé yìí. Ipá kan wà ńbẹ̀ tó ń ṣètò gbogbo. Why tó kó gbogbo ẹ̀ lé ọkàn bíi pé agbára ẹ̀ ló fi ṣe débí. Àwọn tó ń pariwo ìlú burú, ìlú ò dáa, àfáà tó ń pariwo pé èèyàn máa mú, ọmọ ẹ̀ ò ní jẹ tírà. Ọ̀run yabọ̀ ni kì í ṣọ̀rọ̀ ẹnìkan. So èèyàn kan dúró sórí traffic, ó ń tàwé 100 steps to become a millionaire fún ẹ. Tóun bá kàwé yẹn ni, ṣó yẹ kó máa tà lórí traffic. I shared a video recently of a man that was selling omi agbára, omi ìyanu, omi ìtúsílẹ̀. Ẹni tó ń tà fún wà nú mọ́tò, máa yẹn wà nú òun. Ó máa wá ń bí pé iṣẹ́ olómi ń ṣe, olómi ìtúsílẹ̀ ní omi ìdáǹdè ni, á sọ yín dolówó, á sọ yín dalágbára. Ó máa ń sọ pé níbo lẹ ti ṣe lé, ó ní òkòkò máìkò làwọn ti ṣe pé agbára Ọlọ́run wà náà. Ó máa ní iṣẹ́ yẹn ti wá lówó báyìí. Máa yẹn ní àwa náà a ti wà ní process láti di olówó náà nìyẹn. Ẹ̀wọ̀n pé tó bá ti nílé iṣẹ́ tó lọ́jà tó ń tà, ọ̀rẹ́ ò ní pẹ́ dayọ̀ náà ni ó náà ti ń dolówó bọ̀ náà nìyẹn. Omi agbára, omi àdúrà, omi ìṣẹ́gun, omi ìdáǹdè, omi ìtúsílẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n everything ìdúró ẹ ó suggest pé ìwọ gan ló need omi yẹn jù. So when you see situations or they paint you scenarios that suggest that ṣe nǹkan nísìn gbogbo ẹ̀ fẹ́ wó opportunity ẹ máa lọ ẹ jẹ́ kásá calm down ní kọ́ ṣe ẹ́ pẹ̀lẹ́. Step out of that situation. Fi orí tútù àti làákàyè fi analyse nǹkan tí wọ́n tán gbé síwájú ẹ̀. If you need to double check, find somebody within your circle torí ẹ̀ náà pé fi lọ̀ ọ́. Ẹ bá mi yẹ kíní wò ó, kí lẹ feel nípa ẹ̀. That person might say things that will allay your fears. But tó o bá ti gba ẹrù kó sinmi sínú ọkàn ẹ̀, wàláì tàláì súnmọ́ bíláì làṣìláwà, kò sí nǹkan tó o bá ṣe from that moment onward tí ò ní wrong. I used to tell people, n bá lálàá kò sí bóyá burú tó, first thing I do, màá kọ́ dìde, màá dẹ̀ rẹ́rìn. Màá dẹ̀ rọ̀ dànù, and that's where it ends. Some people wake up from such bad dreams. First thing they'll do is pick up their phone and call somebody. Ẹ gbà mí, nǹkan báyìí mo máa rí, nǹkan báyìí mo máa rí nǹkan. Ẹni tó pè yẹn will confirm your fears. Yeye nǹkan burúkú rẹ bọ́ ẹ máa taka nìyẹn o. Nǹkan burúkú rẹ má já wòran o, má já wòran, ẹ jẹ́ ká sáré gbégbèsè o. From there on, èèyàn mi, ó ti get it wrong. Ó ti wà vulnerable from there on. Nǹkan burúkú á máa ṣe ẹ́ ni from there on. Gbogbo ohun tó ń bá sọ kọ́ la ṣẹlẹ̀ bọ́n ṣe sọ, gbogbo ohun tó bá rí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ ló ṣe máa ṣẹlẹ̀ bó ṣe rí. Fear is simply false evidences appearing real. So calm yourself down. Step up that situation. Think with clarity to decide what you want to do. Always live in the moment. Don't be anxious of tomorrow. Jẹ́ kọ́la dé, má jẹ́ kí ikú ọ̀la, ẹ̀rù ọ̀la pa ẹ́ lénìí. Jẹ́ kọ́la dé. Let tomorrow come. Ikú tán ló máa dé lọ́la yẹn, jẹ́ ó dé lọ́la, má kú lénìí. Wàá kàn torí pé ọ̀la yìí dé. Tomorrow never comes. Tó bá tún dọ̀la, á tún kù ọ̀la ni. Tó bá tún kù ọ̀la, á tún kù ọ̀la ni. So n tó ti ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ sọ́nà parun. There are things that are not real. Majority of the time, there are things that people conjured up in their own mind. Ogun tọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ ń jà, àwọn gan ló create ẹ̀, ogun yẹn ò exist. Wọ́n kàn jókòó, wọ́n kàn wò báyìí pé 55 ni mọ́mì láyé wá o. Tí orúnkún yẹn fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí yọ wọ́n lẹ́nu. Bọ́n ṣe lè ṣiṣẹ́ tíṣà ẹ̀mọ́ nìyẹn o, àti jẹ àti mú wá nira. Ọkọ̀ ọdún 5 báyìí, ó kù ọdún 5 báyìí tèmi náà máa 55. Mo máa ṣe báyìí. You are setting yourself up for disaster. Bí mọ́mì láyé ṣe yan tiẹ̀ kọ́ ló yan tiẹ̀. Bí mọ́mì láyé ṣe máa gbé ayé kọ́ nìwọ ṣe máa gbé. In tó pa mọ́mì láyé kọ́ ló yẹ kó pàwọ́. Stop creating battles for yourself that does not exist. Stop looking around you and judging other people's lives and thinking bí tiẹ̀ náà ṣe máa rí lọ́la nìyẹn. Ṣé o mọ̀ bọ́n ṣe rin ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ ayé wọn ni tó fi di pé wọ́n arrive síbi tó arrive sí yẹn? O mọ̀. So how do you just now pick them up from nowhere and use their own life as your own standard and start worrying about what they are dealing with at that age of their life? You have to live intentionally. Òun láti mọ tó fẹ́ láyé, n tó dẹ̀ fẹ́ ò ní jọ tẹlòmíì. Táwọn kan bá gbégbèsè tó wrong fún wọn, tí nǹkan go wrong fún wọn, good luck to them. If there are lessons you can learn from them or whatever thing like that, tó lè pàkíyèsí ẹ̀ sí nǹkan tí wọ́n láti tweak, all well and good. If not, take your eyes away from it and pick your own life and journey carefully. Tó o bá nílé gbé àbí tó o nílé lọ, ṣùgbọ́n gbogbo àwọn èèyàn sọ pé wọ́n ń kọ́lé sílé, kí ni bísínẹ́sì tiẹ̀? 40 years ni wọ́n wà, wọ́n láwọn ń kọ́lé sí táwọn máa rìtáyà sí ní 70. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ṣé làákàyè ń bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ̀ ń kọ́lé 30 years sílẹ̀ ń sìn. Ilé 30 years tó dẹ̀ ń kọ́lẹ̀ ń sìn yẹn, ó ní ò jẹ́ kó tiẹ̀ rí ayé gbé lénìí, òun ló fẹ́ pa ẹ́. Wọ́n lọ ọmọdé tó ní tóun bá dàgbà orí ẹyẹ ilé lòun máa jẹ. Wọ́n ní orí ẹyẹ ilé yẹn gan ni ò ní jẹ́ ó dàgbà. Ayé tó ń gbé, bó o ṣe ń lora ẹ láti lè kọ́lé tó máa dé sí ní 70, ó ń suggest wípé o lè má pé 70 gan kó o tó kú. Ẹ ṣe làákàyè ni. You want to retire home at 70, no problem. So ilé tó máa dé sí ìgbà yẹn ló ń kọ́lẹ̀ ń sìn. How old are you now? 40 or 45. Ilé 30 years ló ń kọ́lẹ̀ ń sìn. Nígbà tó bá fẹ́ kó síbẹ̀, ṣé àlàpà kọ́ ló máa dé bá? Meanwhile, gbogbo tó yẹ kó tiẹ̀ fi gbé ayé ń sìn, kí ẹlẹ́dàá ẹ̀ gan fi mọ̀ pé òun rí ilé ayé wá, you deprive yourself of those things because òun dúró de retirement. There was something I wanted to buy at a time, and because of the cost, I could not justify it. So I was looking for reasons not to buy that thing. So bí mo ti ń wá reason not to buy it káàkiri, I found a reason to buy it. I stumbled on a story of a lady who said, gbogbo tẹ́lẹ̀ dáhùn bá ti fẹ́ tóun dẹ̀ lè afford lòun máa ń rà, tóun dẹ̀ máa fi ń tọ́jú ara wọn. Òun ò dá ìgbà kankan sí ọjọ́ iwájú wípé gbà yẹn lòun á tó enjoy nǹkan báyìí. Ó ní kí ló dẹ̀ fà á? Because of what happened to her dad. She said her dad worked hard all his life. Tó bá léèyàn ṣiṣẹ́, her dad worked. But he never enjoyed his labor because he had a plan to enjoy everything after his retirement. So gbogbo iṣẹ́ yẹn ó ń dá gbogbo ẹ̀ dé retirement yẹn ni. All this, everything, he was saving it towards retirement. That's when he wants to start going all around and everything like that. And the lady said, a month to his dad's retirement. He got knocked down by a car on a zebra crossing. Yín pé bàbá yẹn jáná mọ́kọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Zebra crossing fáwọn tó ń gbé sane environment. Zebra crossing is that black and white lines across the road that suggest that tẹ́ bá ti rí pedestrian lórí ẹ̀ kẹ́ ẹ dúró kí pedestrian yẹn kọjá kẹ́ tó máa lọ. Kò sí traffic light, kò sí nǹkan kan bẹ̀, but highway code sọ wípé allow pedestrian to go through. So mi ní kẹ́ tẹ̀lé zebra crossing Nigeria because àwọn yẹn obey traffic light kan talk less of zebra crossing. Are you a zebra? Má palẹ̀ mọ́. So I'm referring to people who lived in a sane environment. But eléyìí náà, sane environment ló ti ṣẹlẹ̀, and that's where it becomes, something you have to pay attention to. And where life is just life. Life is life. Òkùnkùn ní ibi tó rí mọ́ lórí mọ́ o. So this man got knocked down on a zebra crossing a month to his retirement. And then the lady said the dad didn't die on the spot, but he never recovered from that accident. Accident yẹn náà ló pa. Kò kú lójú ẹsẹ̀ ibẹ̀ kan ló kú sí o, wọ́n gbé lọ sí hospital o. But orí àìsàn yẹn ló kú sí. And she said this, that 1p from everything he saved, he never spent. Gbogbo ohun tó kó pamọ́ de retirement yẹn. Wípé gbà yìí ló máa ná ilé, ìgbà yìí ló máa ṣe lé, ìgbà yìí ló máa ṣe lé. Lady yẹn ni kò ná 1p nínú ẹ̀. Nítorí bá ná nínú owó yẹn, wọ́n ná lórí ìtọ́jú ẹ̀ ni. And I have a very recent example as well that happened to somebody I know in one of my children's school. Something similar happened to the partner of this person. Tó bá lé èèyàn ṣiṣẹ́, ẹni yẹn ṣiṣẹ́. All of a sudden, àìsàn dé. Ìjọba gan ò tọ́jú wọn torí wọ́n sọ wípé wọ́n ní owó tó pọ̀ nínú àkáǹtì pé so wọ́n lè afford láti tọ́jú ara wọn. Gbogbo owó tán kó pamọ́ yẹn, orí àìsàn ẹni yẹn ni wọ́n ná lé lórí. Àìsàn yẹn náà ló gbẹ̀mí ẹ̀. So the fear they put in us is that fear of tomorrow. Gbogbo ìgbádùn tó yẹ kó jẹ lénìí, you're denying yourself because of fear of tomorrow. Because of fear of tomorrow. Because of fear of tomorrow. Invest into your future. Invest into tomorrow. Invest in this. Invest in that. Invest in this. Gbogbo àwọn tó dẹ̀ ń ta investment fún ẹ, àwọn fi ń jẹun, wọ́n fi ń gbádùn ayé wọn ni. Why? Because àwọn náà fẹ́ survive ni. Ẹ̀rù ọ̀la ò dẹ̀ jẹ́ kí wọ́n rí òní gbé. Àwọn tó bá gbá element wo ló wà ńbẹ̀? Greed. If you are not greedy, wọn lè gbà ẹ́ láyé. Láyé mo sọ yẹn. Principle ni. But once greed, once that emotion is strong or is strongly evident in you, you become vulnerable. Àwọn tó dẹ̀ fẹ́ gbà ẹ́, they can smell it. No, ọ̀bọ yẹn ó ti lálẹ̀. Àwọn gbogbo oríṣiríṣi àwọn scam yẹn tó wà ńta. Wọ́n ti mọ̀ sí pé tó bá ní kẹ́ kó owó kan wá kan wá ṣe ẹ mọ̀ pé ẹ̀ ní kó lẹ̀. So wọ́n fi product wọ́n fi ń front nsìn. Ẹlòmíà ní kẹ́ wá kówó sórí ẹja, ẹlòmíà ní kó wá kówó sórí àwọn ń ta àwọn ní fáàmù cassava. Àwọn bá ti harvest cassava yẹn wọ́n á ṣe gàrí, wọ́n máa kó gàrí yẹn lọ Indonesia, wọ́n máa kó lọ kinní kan, iye báyìí ló máa rí. Ṣé ẹ gọ̀ ni? Ẹ gọ̀ náà, greed ni. Ẹ gọ̀, greed ni. Because you just want to fold your hands and give somebody 4 million, and next week that person will knock your door and say, "Oya, come and take 14 million." 10 million á kàn gun owó yẹn láàrin ọ̀sẹ̀ kan. O ò gbé, o ò fà o, o ò ṣàlọ, o ò ṣàbọ̀ o. Kò wá jẹ́ pé bẹ́ẹ̀ ló ṣe ń rí ni. Kò sẹ́ni tá jáde nínú ilé náà. O rẹ́sẹ̀ wèrè, o ò bú. Somebody shared an exchange of I think WhatsApp message from an investor àti ẹni tó lóun fẹ́ invest. I don't know what farming or whatever tẹ́ni ẹ̀ náà lóun dálẹ̀. Yeah, farming náà ni. Mi ti ẹ̀ rántí amount yẹn. But what really happened was this person was asking for the return on the investment, and this guy was not forthcoming. After a while, ó sọ fún pé look, àwọn herdsmen wọ́n ti wọnú oko ẹ̀, wọ́n dẹ̀ ti ba gbogbo everything jẹ́. Yẹn ló ń pè yẹ bẹ́ẹ̀ pé but bí ò fóun ní return, kó fóun lójú owó òun padà. Yẹn sọ pé mọ́mí òun sick, ó ní cancer. Kí ló kàn pé mọ́mí ẹ ní cancer? Ìyẹn ò sínú àdéhùn tèmi àti ẹni náà. Then the next thing this person will say to the person pé o gọ̀ ni. So you think somebody will just, you will pay 1 million, somebody will just give you 10 million. Where is that done? At that moment, the other person starts saying, God will punish you. Ọlọ́run máa bá ń bọ̀. Ọlọ́run ní interest ní gbogbo nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀. Bíbélì tó ń gbé lọ, tó ń gbé bọ̀, tó fi ń rọrí lábẹ́ pílò yẹn, ó wà ń bẹ̀. Nínú Bíbélì yẹn, wọ́n ní lọ́wọ́ ẹni tí ò ní láti máa gbà fẹ́ni tó ní. Àbọ̀ ọ̀kọ́ síbẹ̀ ni, ó wà ń bẹ̀. Ó wà ń bẹ̀. So, every one of us, we know what we need to survive the day. Tá a bá dẹ̀ máa wà realistic síra wa, tá a ní tanra wa, tá a fẹ́ ṣòótọ́ fúnra wa. Iṣẹ́ tí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wa ń ṣe, ó tó, ó ká ní tá a nílò láti fi survive. Ṣùgbọ́n in tí ò ká is our excesses. Ó ní ó jẹ́ ká nísinmi. If you have a transportation need, tó yẹ pé torí ẹ̀ ló fi fẹ́ ra mọ́tò, àwọn ọkọ̀ wà dáadáa tó lè rà, tó wà within your financial bracket, tó ní láti jẹ gbèsè lé lórí, tó lè sanwó ẹ̀ tán lẹ́ẹ̀kan, tá dẹ̀ máa gbé ẹ lọ from point A to point B. Ìyẹn ní pé o need the transportation, o need transportation need. And you have within your capacity resources that can satisfy that need. But the moment you want to buy a G-Wagon, you do not have, or you are not suffering from transportation need. Now you want to make a statement. Show off, class, ní nǹkan tó ń pursue yẹn sìn. Transportation need kọ́ ló fẹ́ fulfill o ti kúrò ńbẹ̀ yẹn sìn. O ti bọ́ sí level mi. because those are exotic cars. Those are luxury cars. Those are cars that when you drive them, people turn. They turn heads. Those are cars that give you a kind of status. Tó bá ti ń bọ́lẹ̀ nú ẹ̀, ẹ pẹ̀lẹ́ sà, ẹ máa bọ̀ ń bí sà, ẹ máa bọ̀ ń bí sà, ẹ kúrò lọ́nà fún wọn, bọ́ ṣe máa cheat ẹ̀ nìyí. And to own such a car with your financial level, wàá jẹ gbèsè, or you will be strained. You have to cough out a huge deposit, and then ó níye tó máa gbà lọ lápò ẹ̀ lóṣooṣù, heavily, running into thousands. And to be able to match up with this, lè nísinmi. Wàá máa sá from pillar to post to be able to afford this. In the process gan, mind láti tún gba ẹlòmíì, because you are desperate for money to be able to, fulfill this obligation. Wàhálà tó kó síra ẹ̀ lọ́rùn. In the process náà, wọ́n á tún ti suggest nǹkan kan fún ẹ tó bá yẹn pé tí n bá dẹ̀ ti kíní bọ̀, tó bá jáde tó bá blow, mo máa lè pa nǹkan báyìí. Nínú ẹ̀ gan, wọ́n gan wà tún loss, because wà tún pàdé èèyàn kan tó tún smart jù ẹ lọ. Because your greed and your own desperation also exposes you to somebody else that would take advantage of you. And that's how the cycle goes and goes and goes and goes. So regarding greed, to tame it, you have to keep your focus on your needs. Need yàtọ̀ sí want. Sometimes you go to the shop, wàá rí shirt kan tó fine, wàá fẹ́ mú. If you have trained yourself well, because this happens to me a lot, èmi á sọ fún mi wípé you don't need it, you only want it. You have enough at home. Ó dẹ̀ nírú ẹ̀. Okay, tó bá ra ilé, ṣé kan ti gbónlé tó fẹ́ give away, tó fẹ́ fi lè replace. If not, this one will end up again on the hanger. And before you know it, it goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on like that. Ẹ ṣe máa dé compound ẹlòmíì, ẹ máa rò pé ó ń ta mọ́tò ni. Ọkọ̀ wà ń bẹ̀, kò tí ì gun ìmí rí. Oṣù mẹ́fà kò wà míì. Ó ti wà ń bẹ̀ dé pé táyà yẹn ti jò fúnra ẹ̀. But kí ló lead ẹ̀ síbẹ̀? Greed. Àwọn èèyàn dẹ̀ wà nínú ìran ẹ̀, wọ́n wà nínú àyíká, wọ́n wà nínú family ẹ̀ tí wọ́n ń rìn tí ojú ọkọ̀ ń pọ́n wọn. But he feels fulfilled, he feels satisfied when he wakes up and he walks around his compound and he sees those cars there. Or when people come and looking around his compound, àwọn ọkọ̀ bọ̀gìnì rẹ̀, he feels good. One popular rich man died, I think, around COVID. I won't mention his name. Gbogbo ọkọ̀ tí màá máa ń gùn láyé, Rolls Royce ni. Kò ń gun ọkọ̀ míì. And he has them like that. Ó ní owó. But according to how he died, wọ́n rí bẹ́ẹ̀dì fún. Owó hospital kọ́ ni ò ní o. Owó treatment kọ́ ni ò ní o. But kò sí ààyè láti ẹ̀ ti admit ẹ̀ fún tọ́jú. And his case worsened. And then he died. I watched his burial ceremony, or what do they call this one? Lying in state or whatever. Wọ́n wá àwọn Rolls Royce yẹn wá síbẹ̀. Mo mi orí mi. Kò nítumọ̀ mọ́. Wọn ò bá sín pẹ̀lú ẹ̀. Kò nítumọ̀. Àwọn tó gùn yẹn ló jèrè láyé. Ó ti lọ ńsìn. Ó ti di torí olórí. Ó ti di tẹni ẹlẹ́ni. Àtàwọn owó tó kó pamọ́ sákàùntì tí àwọn ẹlòmíì ò tiẹ̀ mọ̀. Ó ti di torí olórí. Ó ti di tẹni ẹlẹ́ni. Àtàwọn ilé tó wà káàkiri ṣùgbọ́n tó jẹ́ pé ẹyọ kan nínú yàrá kan lórí bẹ́ẹ̀dì kan ló ń sùn. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ti ilé bíi 50, 40 pa. Ó ti di torí olórí, ó di tẹni ẹlẹ́ni. One of the, politicians that was sentenced to prison in UK recently, I listened to the judge when he was reading out the sentence. He said, so person, as at last count, you have 40 houses around the world. 40. And then as at so date, you deposited 400 and something thousand pounds into your account. Wọ́n wá díẹ̀ débẹ̀ ni. Ẹni tó nílé 40. Bí èmi àti yín ṣe jọ ń sọ̀rọ̀ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí. Inú yàrá kan tó ní ilẹ̀kùn irin àti wíńdò kan tí wọn kì í ṣí. Ibẹ̀ ni wọ́n tì mọ́ o. Ó ní aago tí wọ́n á ṣílẹ̀kùn fún láàárọ̀. Ó ní aago tó ń láti wọlé padà. Tó bá di ọ̀sán, same thing. Tó bá di ìrọ̀lẹ́, same thing. Ó dẹ̀ máa wà ńbẹ̀ for the next 4 years. Yet, ilé 40 wà káàkiri tá a ti pa. Kí ni iṣẹ́ ẹ̀? He's just a politician. I don't need to say much for you to know that he had deprived so many people of the benefit that could be accrued to them for his own selfish gain, for his own selfish reason. And that's what greed does to you. You lose your humanity. You don't care about anyone else. Wàá dájú pa, wàá kálá, tara ẹnìkan ló máa mọ̀. And this thing is evident in the way they went about trying to procure a part for their own daughter. Iye tí wọ́n fẹ́ ra odidi pààtì ẹ̀yà ara èèyàn kan. Ìwà ọ̀dájú ni. And this is where greed leads a person to. Because when you are greedy and you do something that you're not supposed to do, tó bá ti fẹ́ mú ẹ, ẹ̀rù á tún wá wá. You see where they work together now? That fear of not getting caught, not to be seen doing that thing, will now make you to want to cover up your track. And you don't mind whatever you have to do to cover up that track and get away with it. So it's not like they work on their greed. No, they don't work on their greed. The fear don't make them drop that greedy attitude. No, rather that the fear pushes them to go and cover up their track, to commit another atrocity, to cover up that initial evil deed. And they become trapped in this circle. And that's how it goes. And that's how it goes. So, my friends, my aim tonight is to expose these two negative emotions to you and how they influence our lives, how they have ruined so many, how they are ruining so many, and how they will ruin so many. Because the combination of these two strong forces is hard for any human to resist. The information is out there for you now. I've preferred a suggestion on how you can bring these two things under control. There are emotions that we are created with. You can't get rid of them. They are there. And it's even harder, especially in this age, in this social media age, where you see so many things around you that makes you feel like ìwọ ò ṣiṣẹ́ tó ni, àbọ̀ lẹ́ni ẹni, àbọ̀ mọ nǹkan tó ń ṣe ni, àwọn èèyàn ló ń lọ yìí, lágbájá ló ti ṣe léètàn, ló ti ṣe tàmẹ̀dò yẹn. People flaunt things in your faces. Ìtòfẹ́ wo gan, wọ́n á tún pè ẹ́, wọ́n á tún sọ fún ẹ, lágbájá kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀, àwọn má ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ já mọ́tò kan ni, àwọn má ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ rálé kan, má ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀. You have to keep your mind focused on your own journey. You must know what you want in life. You must understand your journey. And don't let anything intimidate you. Don't let anything pressure you. Don't let anything drive you crazy. Don't let the fear of tomorrow, the unknown tomorrow, destroy you today or open you for people to take advantage of you. That's all I have for you tonight. Thank you very much for staying with me up till this moment. I have, wow, mo ti lò 1 hour 50 minutes here. Mi ò mọ̀ pé máa pẹ́ tó báyìí. I hope you've been able to, pick one or two things from the discussion. For you to, in your quiet moment, to go through again. And when you see signs of these things around you, because every day you have to deal with this fear and greed, every single day, every day, you know how to pick up these signs and how to apply yourself. Thank you very much for joining me this evening. I greet you, my sister. Ìyàwó Ọlọ́wọ́ Ṣíbí, Mimi Fine Wine. Orúkọ yẹn. Well, I will need to find out what inspired it. I want you to tell me the story because okay, okay. So lẹ́yìn ètò mo máa fẹ́ gbọ́ gist yẹn. Thank you for joining me this evening. Papa, I greet you, my brother. I tried calling you earlier this week. I got a message that you are on another call, so I thought you would reach out back to me when you're free, but we're busy, so let's find time to hook up. God bless you. My brother Engineer Elijah, I greet you. Thank you for connecting this evening as well. And to everybody else on the show, thank you for staying up till this moment. I appreciate every one of you. Kò ní dojúrú fún ìkankan nínú yín o. Ayé wa ò ní bàjẹ́. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and stay blessed. Ó dàárọ̀.
máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò máa ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ká ṣe bí ẹni kú, káwọ́ ẹni tí ó ṣe dàrò ẹni. Ṣàṣà ènìyàn nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lẹ́yìn, tẹrú tọmọ nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lójú ẹni. Ọmọ aráyé abániwọ̀nrọ̀ pa òrí dání wọ́n. Ayé ò fẹ́ ní ìfọ̀rọ̀, orí ẹni ní pé kó yẹ ni. You gotta be strong cause the world is a battlefield. Òjò láyé ó gbé ní lọ, bá ò bá mọ̀ wẹ̀. Má ṣe lọ́la òtọ́ láì bá dé, stress of ìdákùn ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ilé ayé ogun ni ó gbọ̀gbọ́n. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò máa ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ṣé rántí a ò mẹ́rin ìjọba ẹ̀wẹ̀kú ẹ̀wẹ̀lẹ̀. Àwọn lọ́jẹ̀ ni wọ́n dìde wọn lájànà kó lè rí inú gbọ́gbé. Àṣenìtàn bá ní ìdàrú ṣálọ̀ máa ráyé. Àwọ̀ fẹ́lẹ́ bòónù kò jẹ́ àríkùn wá ṣe bí. You gotta be wise to survive and keep your sanity. Ọjà ọ̀dájú ní ilé ayé, o ní láti mọ̀ ọ́n rà. Àyàgbé ọ̀gẹ̀gẹ̀ tó bá ti lówó, ọ̀yàn òun ló wà lọ́jọ́ ogún dé. Ọwọ́ epo láyé ńlá, wọ́n kì í lá tẹ̀jẹ̀. Ara lámù á ò mọ́nú, ẹni ayé yẹ kó rọra ṣe. Ṣọ́ra, ṣọ́ra. Pọ́sọ̀ fura, pọ́sọ̀ ti jọ́ sí iná. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ o. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò máa ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́ o. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò máa ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi ṣòwò tí a wà tẹ́lẹ̀ ayé, àgbà tó ti